What's up, guys? What the heck? Better get myself all lined up here. This is so much. Is this too terrible a way to start the video? I thought it was a funny little gag. What do you guys think? Good little gag or bad? What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today we are VOD reviewing Rank 1 Vietnam at YBY1. YBY1 is probably my favorite competitive TFT player to watch in general. He does crazy stuff. He is constantly at Rank 1 Vietnam, which is probably one of the least celebrated but strongest, most underrated, I guess is the word I'm looking for, regions in TFT. This region punches so high above, I guess, the weight class that people consider. They talk about, NA being up there, obviously, because, NA is obviously the greatest region, but, we can give our flowers to other regions. We talk about China being up there as well. We talk about EU. And then, Vietnam is right up there, EU. You can't see my hand right now, but then Vietnam right up here with NA and China, I would say. And then obviously we talk about Japan and stuff like that, but Japan is really a one-person region in title. But I feel like Japan, obviously with title winning so much, has gotten more of its flowers than Vietnam recently, which is crazy because Vietnam has consistently put up performances. YBY1 has consistently put up performances, and other Vietnamese players have done fantastic as well. So today, a YBY1 VOD review. We're on actually his NA account. I was just showing you his Rank 1 Vietnam account, but look up in the top right there, 1200 LP almost on NA as well is pretty insane. And he's consistently doing stuff that I just don't think other people would ever consider doing, this game being a really good example. We're starting off here with this Smeech and this Camille here with an Ambusher's opener, which one is just not an opener that I think a lot of people are that open to play. I could count on one hand how many times I've seen an Ambusher opener recently. And it goes past that, actually. First augment here, we see, I think a lot of NA players, Static Shiv, Gwinsu, I think a lot of NA players would just really immediately default to this option here, take the Academy +1 and say, boom, I'm playing Academy, GG's, this comp is broken, and it is quite strong. But YBY1 actually thinks a little bit differently there. Rerolls in a Blood Pact, I don't think we're going to take that. This guy, he is, wow, this is actually a perfect, right after, this is right, if you didn't see my previous video where I talked about Innervating Locket Urgot, the game right after YBY1 is losing his mind over Innervating Locket Urgot, which is so funny. Scouts the lobby though, scouts the Urgot player a few times, but yeah, I mean, we can't really take LDP, so I mean, I think we have to default to Academy being our option, but then he gets offered this option, the one that gives you the Frying Pan and also scales up your unit's HP every single round when they're next to a Frying Pan or a Spat or a Tactician's Crown. It gives them 50 HP per round. And so YBY1, ooh, that's actually also interesting. He rolls over, he rolls the Academy +1 into Tower Defense, which is another augment that I think a lot of people are really excited about. But boom, we take the Frying Pan augment. I think this is just, I've seen YBY1 take this augment so many times, honestly. I feel like he just absolutely loves this augment, just loves starting the game with a carry that he gets to scale up. But the idea from this spot is vertical ambushers and more of an ambusher's reroll angle. And this is a comp that we really haven't seen at all this patch. Kind of got nerfed into the ground when Riot Games decided that Camille should not be a unit because she was broken. They actually, I'm pretty sure Mortog in his rundown said when something is overperforming and they're going to nerf it, they go too hard on their first swing just to make sure that it's not broken the next patch, because people don't want, there doesn't want to be, they don't want one patch where Camille is broken and the next patch Camille still be broken, because obviously players would be pretty frustrated by that. So right now Camille is in a pretty horrible spot. And Smeech is not really a kind of carry that you're oftentimes excited about playing. But YBY1 thinking about this option, thinking about potentially, I mean, these multiple rounds, he's scaling up his Smeech's HP here, and he's thinking about just playing for a Giga Smeech and eventually a Smeech Threech, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, he actually makes the Ambusher emblem here at this point after winning the last fight. The idea being, we wanted to play for loss streak, but we won 2-3, so now we don't really care about winning this fight or losing this fight. If we lose this fight, it's fine. We can play more for loss streak. If we win this fight, boom, we have a little bit of a streak here. Smeech on Carousel with Tear is actually interesting. There's also Glove on Carousel that we can pick up. There's Sword on Carousel that we can pick up. Yeah, 3-cost Sword looks really juicy in this spot here. Can be an Edge of Night onto Smeech, which is really nice for him. So I think this makes a lot of sense. You actually see somebody holding on to a couple of Camilles there, which is maybe a little bit scary for YBY1, but he finds 2 Camilles of his own. So pretty happy with that. And the other thing here, we were holding on to this Renata. We pivoted into that kind of cool version of the comp where you play around where you play around the bruisers and then you get Enforcer in. But the second he can get 3 Chem Baron in, he's going to get that in because he's playing around Smeech. If we can farm ourselves a Chem Duplicator, that'd be really good. If we can farm ourselves maybe some kind of Chem Baron item, but I don't know. Well, I'm interested to see how deep we go into Chem this game. Also, what's the BT Slam over Edge of Night, which is pretty interesting. I thought statistically, I don't know, YBY1, let's see what the stats say, because I thought Edge of Night was fantastic on this this Smeech unit, but maybe I'm wrong. Smeech, Threech, star item 3, item count 3, items, Edge of Night. I mean, you can actually see kind of interestingly, the stats say your placement just in general gets worse when you have normal items on Smeech. Like the only time you're supposed to have a Smeech Threech on your board is if you have a bunch of these items that you're getting from Chem Baron, which is quite hilarious. But I guess the least negative delta is still Edge of Night, and then Sterax is really up there as well. So interesting something to take note of maybe. But okay, picks up the Singed here, actually hits the 4 Chem Baron in, so we're gonna at least start stacking. We see that guy who's holding on to some Camille's, which is scary, and there's also that other Chem Baron player. YBY1 in a pretty tough spot here. I really feel like so few people would have taken the angle that he played this game. Also, what is this disgusting monster that we are fighting here? At least this guy doesn't really have Urgot items. Adaptive Helm, I mean, I guess it kind of could be an Urgot item, but I think you would much rather have the stuff like Sterax, the stuff like Titans that we were talking about in the last VOD review, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Also, I guess while we're waiting for Krugs to happen, check out my workwear. I mean, I know it's not super formal, it's a flannel, but it's actually really cold here today, so I wore a flannel to work. You know, I don't have to go in a suit and tie or whatever, but got back from the office, man. That's why I'm literally recording this video right when I got back. And if that level of dedication is not worth you guys liking the video, then I don't know what is. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind from too much interaction with other human beings. I'm supposed to be holed up in my office, you know, doing nothing at home, but instead I actually have to interact with other human beings. What a world that we live in. The Sterax is what YBY1 was looking at here. The Edge of Night is going to end up being the slam here, like we talked about, really good. I do actually kind of like Sterax a lot. The downside to making Sterax here is that then your items are awkward from here. So I think this makes more sense because we do get to make the Morellos with it. That can go into like Echo later and feel pretty good. So I think this slam ends up making a lot more sense. All right. Is it ever a find your center? Wait, find your center on Smeech? He's not bad in the center. I wonder if you do ever try that. You know, you just play for the Giga Smeech. Oh, he's not gonna roll. He's just gonna take Pandora's maybe. Just to, oh, no Pandora. Well, then what are we taking actually? Huh? Placebo? I don't think we can be happy taking this thing. Yeah, just placebo here. All right, I mean, an Econ Augment's an Econ Augment. It's not bad. I wanted to see the find your center Smeech. I'm gonna be real. He's putting him in the center of the board anyway. Why? Wait, why? Oh, man. This is also really nice from YBY1, just to make sure that we are kind of like full opening. 1, to potentially grief the other Chem Baron player, and 2, to, you know, try to lose a fight ourselves. I mean, maybe his thought was, well, no, that doesn't make any sense. I was gonna like, maybe he didn't want to take Find Your Center because it's combat augment and he wants to lose, but you can always just not position in the center. So yeah, I'm not sure. That is a Shimmer Duplicator there, if we want to take it. And yeah, I think that is so easy to pick up. And I wonder, honestly, at this point, if you ever just tempo, make the Smeech 2 here and play for win streak from this spot. We'll see. Looks like his answer is no. We are just gonna sit on this Smeech for now and continue a little bit of the loss streak. He might be doing, this is a kind of interesting idea of like, this almost reminds me of the VOD I did a really long time ago. It was Shunga, and he was playing, what was the comp? Was it Heartsteel or Fortune? I think it was Heartsteel, and he just took the minimum cash out every single round and just played really aggressively and used it as econ. Kind of reminds me of that, where maybe we're just gonna take a bunch of minimum cash outs here. We don't really care about the items because maybe we'll pivot out of Chem Baron later. Glove tends to be a really good component here. We don't have anything open here, so glove is glove. This is actually interesting that this guy also kind of looks like, I wonder if maybe this is the Vietnam tech, that maybe Vietnam is like a lot higher on this reroll comp than other people are. The level up here, the idea being, well, a few things. There's one, a lot of units that we can roll for here. Echo 2, or Echo Pair at least, is quite big. You do have the small chance of finding a Silco, which we ended up actually skipping there, so I guess he's not really interested in getting the 5 Chem Baron in. That must have been a mistake, right? I don't think he intentionally skipped Silco, did he? But okay, this is the spot. He also had the possibility of, you know, obviously rolling for stuff like the possibility of hitting Smeech 2 in that spot. Didn't end up hitting it, which is not ideal, but I mean, maybe we'll get there. Garen, you oftentimes see people playing around Garen on this board, so maybe we'll see a Garen come in. I don't know yet, but now that we have the Echo, now that we have all this stuff, this is going to be the board that we pivot into. Kind of cute getting the Nunu in onto this board here. Pairs nicely with the Rennie and the I want to say Savika, but that is not the name of that unit. Renata Savika. I gotta like, I don't know. Okay. We're gonna win this fight though. So I mean, I guess at the end of the day, we didn't even have to use the chem duplicator to win some fights because he won 3 after he cashed out there. That's also a huge shop here. The 2-star and the 2-star here. But I guess my question for YBY1, and he can't answer me because we're doing a VOD review, we're not talking to him live, is what is our final board going to end up being? Is this actually just going to be a Chem Baron Ambusher board? Because the Chem Baron items that we have right now, not that important. You know, the tiny little Chem Baron item that we cashed out is much worse than just any normal item here, like a Sterex like we're looking at here. The BT onto the Echo I like a lot, and scrapping the glove is really, really nice here. Yeah, I mean, the items end up being fantastic here. We're missing Armor Shred, but I feel like Smeech is one of the units where you don't actually need Armor Shred that much on him just because he ends up hopping to units that don't have items. So he's oftentimes on units that don't have a lot of armor. There's sometimes he'll hop back to the front line like he does here. But yeah, the Smeech too, doing work. The 4 Ambusher, not bad. And we're still scaling up that Smeech with our spat. I guess a good loss here, but we don't really want a loss at this point because we're unlikely to get to a 3 loss here. And final Augmento here. So yeah, I mean, I think the first couple that we roll past are just pretty untakeable. Pandora's, I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why they offer Pandora's at 4-2. I'm pretty sure Mortog has said it's because people like taking it, but it's just such a bait. Glass Cannon seems horrible in this comp. The extra sword, I mean, you don't really want an IE here. Sated Spellweaver is kind of an interesting idea. Cast, jump in, bonk, 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 heal up. I don't hate it. The crit one, I mean, not really amazing in Ambushers. Attack speed one's kind of interesting. Ooh, are we looking at that really? Wow. We're gonna take this one here. Surprising, because obviously there's no, like, Ambushers already have the ability for their spell to crit, so that part of it is completely lost. You're just getting the crit chance and then the shred. The upside, though, is I guess we have no shred, and we are constantly critting in this board. Also, that is a Camille 3, so no dreams of Camille 3 for us this game. So, yeah, wow, he takes it. That's a crazy call. I still don't know if I like it that much. I mean, sure, you get the shred, but like I was talking about, I mean, the shred is going to be important for units like this Camille. Just like getting through a huge Camille, some amount of armor shred, MR shred. The upside is we are double damage in this comp. We're AP, or we're magic damage from the Echo, and we are physical damage from the Smeech, so maybe that's the concern. Also, after this last cash out, it is actually looking to be a pivot here. I mean, looking at this game, I don't know exactly how YBY1 is going to make this, like, not a horrible performance, because we've rolled so deep here. We're so broke this game. I mean, I guess we'll see the power of this super stacked up Smeech. He's got to be a monster. It's just, this putt does not look very good. I guess the upside is he's hit a lot of 2-stars on his level 7. The Echo 2 and the Garen 2 on level 7 is the saving grace this game. But okay, let's look what we can get here. Tier for Hodge onto Echo. Will it be a Hodge Slam? I guess, I mean, it makes sense. I guess that's probably one of Echo's better items. People talk about Echo just being like healing, just build a bunch of healing onto him. And then we just have this Morello on him as well. So yeah, it's probably the best single item that we can build out of the glove in this position. So I think this makes a lot of sense. Also, ooh, look at this. Double Garen on the board just to make the board as tanky as possible. I like it a lot. And also this Ambusher here. He can't really, he wants to put Ambusher onto Garen because he's actually going to benefit decently from it. He'll do a little bit of damage with that. Oh. Now he can't make sure that Smeech is getting the bonus from the Frying Pan augment, but it's fine. I mean, if the bonus ends up going onto the other unit here, the Echo, I believe it is, then I don't think we're going to mind either way. All right, Anomaly here. We are going to have to translate this, though. Maybe we're not. I mean, this is just Comeback Story, right? Gain 5% damage amp for every 10 life you have lost this game. Comeback Story from 42 HP looks very good. It's also good in this comp because this is a comp that lacks damage amp. You get a bunch of crit. Well, what we basically have on the Smeech is a bunch of HP and a bunch of crit, and so AD would be really good and damage amp would be really good, just because in TFT you want to multiply stats onto each other. That's pretty scary. That's the Cameron player who was playing earlier, and also, ooh, this guy actually hit the Gigabyss Urgot like we were talking about in the last VOD. I don't know if YBY1 can kill that Urgot is the thing. At least we have the heal cut. The heal cut is really, really important to get through that. Let's see what Smeech can do now, though. I mean, it's only Smeech 2 still, which is pretty crazy. And, like, this is the thing I'm most worried about for YBY1 Spot is he's just holding the 2 Smeeches on bench here. He's really far off of actually hitting Smeech 3. We'll see, though. He's actually rolling kind of deep here on minion rounds. I don't know what this is. I guess the only thing I could think of is that he's trying to roll before the other person who has Camille 3 to try to make sure that they don't pick up extra Smeeches. Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, he doesn't really lose out on much gold for it. Takes another Hodge here, who I don't even know if that's... I mean, it's going to go into Garen, right? Picks up a Camille 2 finally, continues to roll down here. We are 2 Smeeches off at this point, so hopefully we can fight it. 1 Smeech off. You got to start sending it, and... Ooh, that was really cute. I was like, what happened to his chem duplicator? What happened is he took out Chem Baron, so it got rid of the chem duplicator. So that's why that was a cool little tech. I didn't know about that. I mean, you know, usually I'm not pivoting out of Chem Baron, but if you pivot out of Chem Baron, you lose the chem duplicator, but you can just put Chem Baron right back in, get the duplicator back. Ah, nice little tech there. So that's why he was holding on to the Chem Baron units on bench, so he can tech that back in, get the duplicator. And now we're at Smeech 3. The question is, we're thinking about playing Caitlyn here. I mean, I guess it is 2 traits on this board. These have to be the 2 fakest traits of all time, but I guess the question is, if you're not playing that, then what else would you play? And I don't have a really good answer for you. Also, we could start itemizing her. Once we had an itemized Caitlyn, maybe it'll be pretty good. Our heal cut dying pretty quickly here. Not ideal. Maybe we're going to kill everything but... Yeah, I think we are going to kill everything but this Urgot here. But Innervating Locket Urgot coming back from our previous VOD review to kill us, which is a bit sad, but it'll be okay. Well, maybe it won't be okay. We'll find out, I guess. You often see people playing like Loris Rumble, I feel like. We'll see what ends up actually happening this game as far as how we end up capping out the board finally. But I mean, I guess Caitlyn, not a bad idea. And like I said, the Ambusher emblem plus some other items end up on her. Wouldn't be bad. All right, let's see how Smeech does here. Wow, this is a really strong board that we're fighting, and we win. I mean, I just want to go back and look at the board that we just beat there, because this was... okay, it actually is a... I mean... It is an insane board, but it is actually also Silco 1. Silco 2, we certainly would have lost this fight. But to be fair, it is Dominator +1. They have a Mordekaiser super... Like, their items are perfect, and they have a LeBlanc. Like, their units are all so good. They're all just 1-starred. But still, a decent win here from YBY1, especially in a spot where, like, he's level 7. He's not even level 8 yet this game. So I think he'd be pretty happy winning that fight, because, I mean, you could certainly see him losing some of these fights. I mean, what do you even take here? Something... He took the Renans here. I was thinking about an item for eventually Caitlyn, though. I guess Renans could be for Caitlyn. It doesn't seem so bad. You can throw it onto I guess the Zeri for now. I don't know. We'll see here. Ooh, what not? Ooh, Renans on the Smeech? Where's our Edge of Night going then? What the hell? What is this idea? Edge of Night reforge into TG. He just says, you know what? At this point in the game, my Smeech is so tanky. Who actually needs an Edge of Night? I would rather just have more damage. Wow, the Renan Smeech actually did an insane amount of work here. I mean, I got hats off to YBY1. That is not a play I would have seen whatsoever. And I mean, it ends up actually working out quite well. The Renans onto Smeech, really, really nice. And he was, for a second there, fielding the double echo just to have another 5 Ambusher unit on his board. Ends up getting snipers in here, which still I kind of doubt the power that you're actually getting. Like, I think I would actually rather play a second Echo on this board, but okay, he's going to play the Twitch here, get a Sniper onto the board, just some unit. I mean, I guess the nice thing is that Snipers plus Ambushers do have kind of some inbuilt synergy, and that, like, these Ambushers, especially Smeech, is, like, buying a lot of space for the Snipers. He's pulling the entire enemy board back towards them by jumping in, and that's making a lot of Snipers value, though. Yeah, he actually immediately... What was that? I think he thought better of it immediately. He was like, why am I playing this Twitch, man? What am I doing with my life? And so he immediately sells it. But now, what are we going to field on this board, actually, if we don't hit anything? It's not like we can go 9 here, so he's just going to roll. Finds the Echo again, so maybe we can put that back onto the board. Going to continue to roll down for something to play. Holds onto these Corkies. There's the Rumble, like we were talking about, kind of a common unit. Whoa! We just get the Vi 2 on the board. We're going to move that TG over, Ambusher emblem over onto the Vi, and then what's last? Guard Breaker, I guess? Yeah, I mean, decent item. So wow, just the itemized Vi. I mean, she's Enforcer on this board, and at the end of the day, Vi 2 is a Vi 2. Pretty cool. It's also just what the doctor ordered versus this Urgot. Yeah, I mean, this was clone. I'm curious to see what the real fight looks like. Also, we've secured top 4. Very nice from YBY1. But the CC is actually really, really big versus Urgot. Though I think we just found another unit that does a lot of CC. His name is Victor, so that's immediately going to come onto the board over the Vi2. That's fantastic here as well from a CC perspective. Let's see how high this comp caps out. It is kind of funny that now the Ambusher emblem, he still wants to keep it kind of close to the Smeech so that he can buff up the Smeech, but we'll see. Fight this Renata board. They're really not very spread out. The nice thing is Smeech jumping in does kind of disrupt the Renata a bit. I don't know that it's enough here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's enough. This board is just so tanky, and we can't really do a good job of spreading out the Renata board because we have so many melee units, right? Normally you can kind of like spread out your front line and kind of force her board to spread out a bit, but we can't really do that in this situation because we have so many frontliners. Our hope, though, that Academy player did certainly look beatable, and we could go 9 the round after this, so we just need to win this last fight. He does a quick fake swap here, and oh my god, we fight the Urgot board instead. That's not ideal, though maybe we can just kill. I mean, we're 4 HP. I mean, that Victor CC was really big here, and wow, the damage, actually. The Echo and the Smeech just blowing through that Urgot. I'm actually quite surprised they killed the Urgot, but the Urgot is really weak to burst damage, and I think with the crits from these units, I mean, that's what we got here. Top 3 secured from YBY1. I mean, what can we take here? Another Vi item, ideally? I don't know. Deathblade, I guess, is just the best item that you can take in this spot. Sure. Throw that onto, well, I guess it's a at this point it's not a Vi item, it's a Victor item. We are gonna level here with, oh god, I mean, he just wants to be as strong as possible, right? That's pretty tragic. I mean, there wasn't anything to roll for. That is the most depressing level 9 I've ever seen. Level to play a second Zeri that's just 3 Firelight, but okay. Let's see if the board's strong enough with the Zeri. Just need the Victor to buy time for the Smeech, and maybe the Zeri to buy some time for these units. Smeech and the other unit doing a lot of damage to the backline, but yeah, I don't think it's enough for YBY1 to win. Still a really, really cool game from a reroll comp that I think a lot of people in, oh my god, he just barely gets the second, ties in HP, but because he was higher HP, he wins the tiebreaker and gets a second out of that. That is crazy. It was just a really cool game, I thought, of a line that I think so few people would have taken the Pan augment there and actually played Ambusher reroll from this spot. It wasn't even really, it was just Smeech reroll. It was Smeech 3 and then push levels. I don't know. Crazy game. Hope you guys enjoyed the spot review. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch, my Metafy, all my other links down below. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Bye.